Hi, and welcome to your demo of Wild Apricot. If you're here, you're probably looking for a way to get your membership and event management under control. You've probably been juggling a bunch of different systems and trying to duct tape your organization together, and that is a problem. The good news is, well, you're doing something about it, and just as importantly, we're here to help. Is this how your current system looks or feels? Your membership information lives in a bunch of Excel files. Who has the current version? Or maybe you're using something like an Access database or FileMaker Pro. Your members fill out forms which get processed, and then they pay with a different system, or maybe even cash or check. There's probably 3 people that are involved already at this point, and we still haven't even gotten to emails, events, or the website itself yet. Not to mention how error-prone and time-consuming this is. How about your membership emails? Is sending an email blast a huge effort that requires a committee each time? Is your treasurer pulling their hair out trying to match payments to members and then trying to bring that into your accounting system? This isn't a sustainable way to run an organization, especially one run by volunteers or a very small staff. Most of your time is spent on administrative tasks. But you already know all of this. You've probably been living this way for way too long. So let me show you how you could use Wild Apricot to get your organization running on autopilot. Well, for the most part. Wild Apricot is an all-in-one solution that brings all of those different systems under one roof so that they can all talk to one another. Because your data is in one central place, there's no more chasing different versions of files. Also, your membership database can now control access to events, website pages, and more. With Wild Apricot, you'll have your membership applications as well as renewal reminders and actions automated, which means you can now have email reminders going out automatically when you choose, and if someone doesn't renew, you control what happens automatically. Are they suspended, archived, notified, or more? Your members will now also be able to update their own information by logging in and simply updating their profile. No need to go through an administrator and have them update it. You can customize the database fields easily to represent whatever information your organization needs. Also, your membership directory automatically updates itself as new members join, renew, or change their profile information. The website contains gadgets that automatically update whenever you create an event in Wild Apricot, the membership directory, and since the entire website system is based on point and click, there's no more need to wait on the tech guy to make a change to the website. If you use something like Microsoft Office, you'll be right at home in Wild Apricot. You can easily create a members only section that members must log in to access, and Wild Apricot features fully mobile friendly themes, so you can access your website from either your computer or a mobile device on the go. If you hold events, you'll love the ease with which you can create and manage events with varying registration types, dates, automatic emails, and even attendance tracking. And communication is so important to any organization. And with Wild Apricot, you'll enjoy a huge selection of newsletter templates to choose from, or you could create your own and send your newsletters or email blasts to your members. You'll even see who opened the email or which link they clicked on. On the financial side of things, you'll be accepting online payments from one of the many supported payment options. So that's someone like PayPal, Authorize.net, Moneris, and many others. Invoices are automatically generated, and payments are automatically settled to the invoice for the member contact. You'll easily be able to generate reports or export directly to QuickBooks format. Most importantly, you'll know exactly who has and hasn't paid and never be in the dark about the finances again. But Wild Apricot isn't just a membership software. Wild Apricot is the best resource for small to medium organizations. We bring the experts to you for coaching and advice in the Expert Webinar Series. You could join the small membership advisory community to share knowledge and best practices with your peers. Or take a look through what we call our Wikipedia for membership organizations. Articles range from how to onboard volunteers, drive new membership, or be a more effective board. There are so many resources available to you, and new ones are being added all the time. Check out the Wild Apricot podcast, for example, for real advice on running your organization, as well as some one-on-ones with industry leaders. Between the Wild Apricot membership management system and the huge array of resources we provide you, you'll be able to get your organization running like clockwork and ready for the future. But don't just take it from us. Take it from some of the almost 15,000 organizations already using Wild Apricot. But now, I want to show you what this looks like in Wild Apricot. Okay, so here we're inside of the fictional spray sailing club that I've created a website for. This is a Wild Apricot account. This is a completely default theme, one of the many fully responsive, totally mobile friendly themes. The only thing I've done here is actually included this logo here that I've inserted and inserted a little bit of text here. But aside from that, everything else is just straight out of the box. We can see a couple of gadgets here, which are these forum updates, articles, and roundtables. So the forum updates will naturally update itself as I create a forum post, or if some of my members make a forum post, that's going to appear all automatically there. Articles is really just our blog gadget. You can rename each of these gadgets, of course, but here anytime somebody makes a blog post, whether it's one of the administrators or maybe we grant one of the members access to do that, that'll actually appear right here on the home page or wherever I insert this gadget automatically without me having to do anything. The roundtables is how I've retitled the event gadget. And we can see here the next two upcoming events listed here, and if I create a new event in Wild Apricot, that'll just automatically appear here. So we can see here there's also a Facebook gadget. There's a bunch of different social media gadgets that you can incorporate. This is one of many. It's just a matter of dragging and dropping it onto the page, and a whole bunch of kind of footer information that you can obviously customize. So if we move to the membership directory, this is probably where a lot of organizations are going to be focusing on. Here I just have a fairly simple directory. It's going to list the name and the membership level. You can obviously customize whatever information appears in here. The privacy settings can also be applied to that as well though. So as you can see here, the organization column doesn't actually display anything for these people because I'm not logged in at the moment. So you can actually have a field included on the directory, but the information that it contains only visible if someone logs in. Or you could actually change the entire directory to only be visible to members if you wanted to. There's a lot of different ways that you can configure this. This is just one of many. I mean, if you see at the top here, there's also this select a sailing class, and we can actually quick filter to see only people who have certain criteria, or we could go to advanced search. But if I click class A here, it'll only show me the one person who's actually registered in class A. Another way to apply that would also be for professional certifications or maybe finding people by a city. There's a lot of different applications of this, and it's really just a matter of how you actually implement. If we go to the Join Us page, of course you can customize where the links are, but I've just got one here. So Join Us, that takes us to the sign up page where a member could simply choose one of the levels that we configure, and they just proceed through to the form where they'll enter an email and click next, and that'll bring them to the form where they can enter the information, and we can see one custom field that I've created, which is select a sailing class, and you could choose what the options are. You can add as many fields as you'd like of different types, whether it's a date field or maybe there's an additional cost for selecting one of the fields. The ability to customize the database fields to reflect your organization is really critical in obviously any organization's consideration of a membership system, and it's very easy. It's all just point and click. If we continue from here, it'll simply generate an invoice. Oops. If we choose that, and then if we continue from here, it'll just be a confirmation page. And this is all customizable, and we've been issued our invoice, and from here we can just click to pay the recurring invoice. From here you can actually connect with one of the online payment processors as we've discussed, and that payment will automatically be recorded and this person's membership record would be activated. So if we go to back to the website rather, here, we'll actually just log out quickly as John example, and you can see in the menu that there's a couple of other options as well. First of all, we have the event calendar here. So there's a couple of different views. There's this list type view for the event calendar, and there's also this calendar view that we could switch to. Ultimately, it'll still list the events. It's just really a matter of formatting. You could choose which one is the default view as well. And there is also an RSS feed provided that you can have automatic updates from. So if we can switch to calendar view, we can see our upcoming awesome party event here. And if we go back to this view, it's here again. So let's say that we wanted to register for this awesome party. And let's say that maybe I want to register and I'm already in the system, but I'm not actually logged into the website. It's very easy to do. We're just going to go enter the email address. And I'm actually already registered for this event, but you can see that it's actually recognized my information and populated it for me. So if a member were to sign up, or even a contact, someone who's maybe subscribed to your emailing, and they sign up for one of your events, it'll automatically fill out their information. And here I've actually created a custom field for dinner, and it's going to charge them an extra $20 on top of the $20 initial fee for the event. And if we continue, we're just going to get another invoice once we confirm this. And then we're presented with the option to pay. So we can see we have a balance due now. If the member were to log out, log back in, they'd actually see this little message here in the bottom right corner, if you see that, the balance due message that pops up, and that would prompt them to pay. So additionally, there is a donation function, which lets users make donations. And as we discussed, there's the blog functionality and a contact us page. Of course, you can create as many pages as you'd like. There's no limit on that, and the amount of flexibility that you have is huge. You can, move things around, or you could create entire new pages with entire new concepts by just dragging and dropping and inserting your own content into it. So you're not restrained in any way, but there are quite a lot of out-of-the-box, ready-to-go options for pages, as you can see here, and also this forum option too. So if you want to have discussion forums, there's a lot of different things you could do with it. For example, here I've created one as a discussion forum for my members where they can discuss and make posts, reply to topics, subscribe to topics. But I've also actually created this one here that you can see, it's a job board. So this forum, if we actually go into it, so first of all, in each of the forums, you can customize the permissions on who's able to post, who's able to reply, who's able to read it, so you can get very fine-grained with your adjustments in that regard. So here, if we take a look, this person has posted hiring sailing instructors. If we click into there, we can see the details. Someone's already replied. But if we actually go to reply now, it's going to ask us to log in because the permissions have been set to only allow members to reply. So that's an easy way to maybe force people to pay in order to get access to job postings or to reply to them. So let's actually go ahead and log in now as a member. And here we are. And so it brings us right into the response. And let's just pretend that I'm the one responding. And we've just posted to that forum. So it's often about how you're actually going to be repurposing it. But I mean, that's an easy way to use job boards. A lot of our clients are using it in a lot of different ways, but ultimately there's quite a lot of functionality just with the forum functionality on its own, including this subscribe to topic where I can get updates if anybody replies to this. But the interesting thing now is that if you look in the member, we've actually got this new option now that I've logged in for members. So let's take a look at that, members only content. So this is a placeholder. You can actually customize the page access on any of these pages that you see here, so that you can restrict it to either all members or maybe just certain membership levels, or perhaps it's only for certain groups. Maybe we want to restrict it so that only our board members can access a certain page, or maybe it's just a saved search of people from the last year who've attended an event get to see a special page. So you can actually limit the access to certain website pages based on a current active membership as well, and it forces them to log in. So that's a very interesting way to go. So let's take a look at the actual member profile. So if I'm a member and I just want to update my own information, I just click on my name. Depending on the theme that you choose, there might be a my profile link, or maybe it's just your name, and you can obviously customize that as well. But we can actually see here, it takes me to my profile page. We can see that I can change, obviously, edit my profile, my privacy settings, my email subscriptions, my own photo albums, and we can see that I've got some outstanding invoices to take care of. Just a little warning sign there, and my actual information. Or I could actually connect with the social network login so that I could log in with either my Facebook or my Google Plus account. So if we wanted to go into the admin view and have a quick look at that, This is bringing us into the actual administrator's panel now. This is where you can actually perform all of the setup and the processing of records, sending emails, customizing your website. And it's all from this easy to use point and click interface. So right now we're actually just in the dashboard, which is our first impression. We get a quick glance of our current contacts, our breakdown by membership level, any events that we might have coming up, who's our most active members at the moment, and maybe which pages should be updated fairly soon. The first thing in a new account you'll probably be starting off with is actually importing your information from the current system that you use. If we go to members and just do import, this is a screen where you simply upload an Excel file. There's some additional file formats, but typically any system that you use will let you export to Excel, and you're just going to upload it here, and then you're just going to connect those fields from your Excel file to your Wild Apricot account. It's a very simple process, and you let the system do the bulk of the work for you. There's no need to bring everything in one by one. The whole process has been made very simple by this. After that, you're probably going to be wanting to customize your membership levels. So again, under the members level, or tab rather, we see the levels option here, and that shows the membership levels that I've already created. So if I wanted to customize one of them, maybe we go to the new member option, and we can see here that I can change the name of it, whether it's for individuals or a bundle. If it's maybe for a family or a corporate membership, this is what you'll be wanting to look at, where you can even limit how many people it includes. Or we could change the price of it and go to the renewal policy, where we could change when it renews and how often. Maybe it's monthly, maybe it's every year, maybe it's based on the anniversary of when the person joined, or maybe it's based on a certain calendar date. Maybe it's the first of the year that it changes. Here we can actually configure the renewal reminders and actions. So if you remember, this is really where a lot of the gains are going to come from. Here we can configure however many days before the renewal date, let's say 14 days in this instance, that we want renewal reminders to go out to the members, and maybe we want the administrator to get a copy as well. Then 7 days before, we could send additional reminders, and we can actually customize these emails as well, or brand them, and really go as far down this path of customization as we want to do. The system won't limit you in any way. Then we can actually set up over here on the right side, if they don't renew within however many days we choose, some sort of actions to occur. So here we have a grace period email. So let's say maybe we want to send them a grace period reminder being, hey, you forgot to renew. But if they haven't renewed a month afterwards, maybe we're going to lapse their status, their membership. That's going to take away their privileges for members only pages, and it won't let them access any kind of members only event registrations. And we're also going to let them know about that here. Here we'll see the renewal notifications, which are transactional emails like confirmations. So you can see here that there's also notifications if the renewal fails, and we can see that we're copied to receive those as well. For new applications, right now we're requiring the payments received in full, but we're not requiring that the administrator approve new applications. And again, these are our transactional confirmation emails below. So you can see that configuring your membership levels and getting that whole side of things running on autopilot is really easy. But what about the data itself? So let's say we want to go to the membership fields, and maybe we want to customize the data that we're collecting. We already saw this selective sailing class option. You can see how easy it is to add options. Maybe we added a new class, and as soon as I do this, we've already added that. That's going to propagate throughout the entire website, and on any new member that signs up, even 2 seconds after I do that, they'll be able to get this newest data and have it entered. We can also select which membership levels it applies for. You can see here I've only got it set up for new members to receive. We could also add new fields, and you can see that there's a huge array of options that people can choose from, and you can get this entire database to reflect exactly the information that you're collecting. So as you can see, there's quite a lot of options. The interface is really quite simple. If you're dealing with something to do with your contacts or your website or your events, it's going to be under that tab. Same thing with the membership, donations, finances, emails, or some of your account settings. But what does it actually look like in the system in terms of your membership database? Like here we've set up our membership levels, But what does our contact database look like now? Well, there's no more messy Excel sheets with huge arrays of columns all over the place. Instead, all we do is go to our contacts tab, and we can actually see all of our contacts listed here really nicely. So if we go to, let's say, Ben Ainsley here, okay, and this is the actual contact record. So at a glance, right away, we could see that he has a balance due of $40 with an open invoice. He's a returning member. His renewal is March 1st, 2016, and he has an event that he hasn't paid for yet. We can customize the fields that are included here. We can change administrative access or email him a new password easily here. We can go to the membership tab and get more detailed information about his membership status. Any custom membership fields that apply to him would be listed here. Events gives us a high-level overview of the events that he's been to and whether he checked in there or not. Any donations that he's made, his email settings, subscriptions, as well as any email history that's been sent to him. Here we can actually customize which of his privacy fields, or rather which of his fields is included and to who. So maybe we want the last name and email to not appear in that membership directory except to members. So maybe we don't want everyone emailing and calling him. So there we go. Just change that. And now only members that are logged in will be able to see John's email and phone. But for everyone else, that's not affected yet. And of course, photo albums as well. The most important and powerful part of this contacts tab, though, that I think most people will get the most use out of, is actually going to be this advanced search. So if we go here, we can see this search that I've already put together. All you do is click Add Criteria, and you choose what you want to add into it. So we can see we have event-related criteria, so how many events somebody's registered for, how many they've actually attended. So let's do that. Let's add a check-in count. Okay. So our actual criteria for this search that we're going to do on the entire contact database is they have to be a member, a returning member, which is one of our membership levels. Then I want everyone who's registered for at least one event, and then less than one. So I want people, basically what this search is going to give me is returning members that have registered for at least one event but haven't attended any. And I just click search, and it gives me these two. And now I could actually really easily click email contacts. Here, this is going to let me send an email to just those two people. So maybe I can send them a, hey, quick, what's up? How come you didn't actually attend any of the events? Get out to the next one. We got an awesome party coming up. This screen that we're looking at right now, though, actually lets us see all of the available templates for emails. You can obviously customize these as much or as little as you want. These ones are ready to go out of the box. And you can actually create your own, as I've done up here at the top. You can obviously create a blank one or just send a regular blank email if you'd like, or you can start with a draft email that you've already got. But right now, I think we'll just go with this one, click next, and we can see how it's been brought in. So we can see our selected contacts, 2. That's going to be those 2 people that haven't attended an event that they have registered for. We're going to want to enable link and open email tracking so that we can see which links they clicked on and whether or not they actually opened the email that we're sending them. We've got our quick email. Join us for the next party. And then editing the templates is the same as editing the website. It's the same interface with this toolbar at the very top. If you're familiar with Microsoft Office, you're going to be familiar with this. You can insert a table. You can change the bolding, the font, the size, the color, the center alignment, left alignment. I mean, this isn't going to be anything that anyone who's used any of the typical Microsoft Office suites is going to be uncomfortable using. And again, this is the same system that you're going to use to edit your website itself. So there's no more dependence on that tech person to come in and start coding things or deal with plugins. It's really straightforward. For example, here, if I want to change this your text goes here part, maybe I want this just to be like, hey, and then the person's first name, and I'm going to send it to both of them and just send one email. So I can be like this. And now I insert a macro for the contact first name. And you can see all the other macros that are available. And I can actually insert the macro. And when I send this email, I could be sending this to my entire membership organization. But when they receive it, each one will be personalized with that person's information in the email. So it doesn't even look like a generic email blast. You could send these super personal emails, but only do it once. And this is really going to revolutionize the way that you're sending out your email blasts if you're not already doing something like this. So I'm inserting my contact first name here, insert macro, and now when I send that, it's going to say, hey, and then the first name of each of the recipients when they receive it. And then let's say that we wanted to edit some more, but you know what, maybe I don't even need all of this. With any other editing system, this would be a huge job, but that's as easy as it is. This should really allow you to send more emails, send better emails, and best of all, you're not going to be spending days and days and days setting up your newsletters. Instead, you could just enter your content as you go, and maybe we want to insert like a registration link or something like that. We could easily do that here. Insert a link, insert link to an event. Awesome party. And that's it. So, I mean, now obviously this is a pretty bare bones email, but that's fine. And we're just going to preview and send. And we can see here, so it's already taken one of our samples and says, hey, Francis. And then we could have inserted, whatever text we wanted here. And then if you click on that, it'll actually take you to this event that I have set up. So you can see how easy it is to email out. We've actually got our link tracking set up as well. We could set a test email as well, but I'm not going to send this one right now, so I'm just going to discard it. Okay, so if we go into the events tab now, this will show us our upcoming events, past ones as well, and ones that have actually are current but sold out. So you can actually set limits on the registrations, as we've done in this case. So it will actually automatically disable when it reaches the limit that I've set. So we can see here that this is the event. I can duplicate the event. I can export the registrants to Excel. I can register somebody or just email all of the registrants, or generate one of the many powerful reports, like even an attendance list or a field report, which would basically be for how many people selected a certain dinner option. Always good to know before these kinds of events. Otherwise, the basic information is here. The registration form, where we can customize what that sign-up form is going to collect. If we click edit here, you can see again how easy it is to edit any of this, change what the options are, add a new field, cancel out of that. And then we can actually go to registration types, and you can consider these like tickets. So basically right now you can see here I've got a members ticket. What this means is I set up a registration type for members only that costs $20, but I limited it to 15. And now because 15 people have registered, as you can see here, it's sold out. But maybe we want to add another type. We can do that here for the public. And let's say that this one's going to be $50 with no registration limit. And that's available to everyone instead of members only, and we're not going to require a registration code. The really cool thing that we could do here, though, would be an available period. Maybe we only want that to become available at a certain date in the future. Or maybe this is actually like an early bird registration, and we want that registration type to turn off and become unavailable automatically as well. So that's how easy it is to create different registration types. You can have as many as you like for each of your events. There's no restriction in that sense. So, feel free to express your organization's needs specific to every event directly here. And then obviously for the event, you're going to have a lot of email communications going out. But instead of stressing about who's sending them and when, you can pre-configure them, just like we did with the other one. It's again, same system, same interface. And then we can click edit. And this one is set up like a regular email, but we could easily use one of the templates that we were looking at to do this. And we can see the macros are already included. These are all defaults. I haven't had to set up any of this. And this is going to go out automatically. So we can obviously customize those emails as much or as little as possible. We could schedule them to go out automatically, or we could send them right away. And those are announcements to let everyone know about the event. But maybe we also want to set up some reminders, and that's to everyone that's actually already a registrant. We're going to set up this reminder to go out to them to let them know and make sure that they don't forget about the event itself. And finally, we have our view of the registrants. from here, we can actually check people in and track attendance. So maybe Anna didn't attend, but Ellen did, and we check her in like this. Also, you'll be very happy to know that we do have an iOS app. You'll find that app in the Apple Store. So if you have an iPhone or an iPad, you can always download the app and use that at the front desk to check people in or add registrants. We also have an Android app that's just been released that allows you to do the same. So you don't even need to bring a laptop to the event anymore. You can be tracking your attendance for your events for either members or non-members, or registering people at the door directly from your Wild Apricot app. Okay, so we've talked about the website a little bit, but the actual website side of things in the admin account is really where you're going to be making any kind of changes that you want to your account. You've heard a lot about how easy it is to use, how it's all just drag and drop, and you've probably got a little bit of skepticism because you're thinking, I'm not super technical and I've never built a website before. And that's fine. That's exactly who our clients typically are. They're non-technical people, for the most part, who are either volunteers or part of a small staff of a small to medium-sized organization. So let's say that I need to build out this members only page. Like, let's go there right now, and we can see that. And there's really nothing here, it's just a placeholder. So let's say we wanted to make a special discussion forum here, right? All we do is click edit. We can see here on the left side that we could change the name of it. We could choose its position in the menu. Who's able to access it? It's already set to membership only, so that's fine. And that's looking good. But we're just going to click gadgets here at the top. And we can see a list of gadgets. So you can see all the different functionality that you can just drag and drop, like the membership application, another membership directory, an event calendar, donation related ones, social buttons. But here's our discussion forum. Let's say we just want to add that into here. Awesome. So that's embedded. Premium content. This is how easy it is to do. You just click on it. And now we can see at the top here, we can just insert an image. That's all it takes. We can just click save. Obviously, this is a very basic example, but hopefully this gives you an idea of just how much customizability you have simply by pointing and clicking. Now, you can obviously customize the page templates, colors and styles, or even go crazy with your own CSS, theme overrides, and get really technical and customize everything. There's no limit to how much customization you can put into Wild Apricot, but we really try to put in a big effort to make it so that someone who's never built a website before can hop right in and have an awesome website that's the most, and most importantly, it's a totally functional website. So I just want to talk a little bit about finances now, because if you are a fan of your treasurer, which hopefully you are, there's a lot of opportunity here to make their life a lot easier. If you just go to this finances tab here, the first page you see is the invoices, and these are all of those automatically generated invoices. We can obviously create our own invoices, or we could export it to Excel. We can customize the ranges or what they're for. We can go to payments and refunds and see the payments that have been settled to an invoice, the details of that transaction, who it was for. You're never going to be wondering who's paid, who hasn't paid again. It's all done automatically, which just takes a huge load off of your treasurer and the rest of your organization. But the really cool part here is reports are now just going to be a click away. We can see generate click a payment report. Click generate. And the system will actually generate these reports for you. So that's just one example. If we go back to the reports page, you can see there's a couple of different reports here that are also pre-built. So we can go income report, and we can get an overview of this, and you can export that to PDF or export to Excel. And you can see how easy that was. We can see a summary of where the money's coming from, what's outstanding, who's paid, who hasn't paid, and just get a great overview of our financials. And then, if we wanted to, we could export to QuickBooks. Wild Apricot does export directly to QuickBooks format. We could customize our payment receipts, invoice settings, or any of the other details that you might want to get into, including taxes. So maybe you want to set up your custom tax settings that apply to some elements like membership. Maybe it only is a part of the price, or it's rather included in the total price already. Maybe it's added on at the top. It's infinitely customizable, and there's just so many different options for you to get in and explore. So that's a pretty good high-level overview of Wild Apricot, the system itself. But this is simply the system. There's a lot more to it. So that's what I want to talk about now. So that was a quick look through the actual Wild Apricot membership system itself. But Wild Apricot is more than that. It's the best resource for small to medium organizations. And for the past 3 years, Wild Apricot has been voted #1 by Capterra. We've enjoyed being rated highly by our clients on independent review sites like Capterra, GetApp, Pinpoint, and more. You can count on Wild Apricot. In our over 9 years of business, we've never had a breach of client data, and we're constantly investing in our infrastructure to keep your information safe and secure. We also offer free customer support, so if you're ever stuck on how to do something or if it's possible, give us a call or send us an email, and we're more than happy to help. Wild Apricot's constantly growing. With a huge monthly investment into research and development, we've been able to sustain over 62 releases over 9 years, with many more on the way. We've listened to our clients when they requested iPhone and iPad mobile applications, as well as Android device applications. To sustain the big push towards a mobile-friendly internet, we've released a huge array of fully responsive, totally mobile-friendly themes to choose from. We've built an API which lets you connect different systems with your Wild Apricot account, and you get to decide what gets developed next. We have new releases about every 2 months, but that roadmap itself is actually defined by our client request from our community forum. We have a staff of 50 that is dedicated to software design, development, maintenance, testing, and support. Okay, so why switch? Because right now, you're ready to stop focusing on the minutia and start dealing with the big picture of running your organization. Think about where you will take your organization now that you're not focused on processing renewals or tracking down who paid for what. You're joining 15,000 organizations that are now able to concentrate their effort and the effort of their volunteer networks to grow. The next step in your journey is to go to wildapricot.com and open your very own free trial account. There's no risk or a credit card required. We just want you to see it for yourself. And don't forget, we're here for you. If you have any questions, please reach out to us at sales@wildapricot.com or get in touch with our awesome support team, and we're more than happy to help. So thanks for watching, and we can't wait to hear from you.